Alright, what's going on? Holding down the fort today. Barry's out with his missus. And he left me to do an update on the Fairmont Ghia. There's still a bit to go. We talked about transmission coolers, so I haven't done that yet. Battery relocation. And obviously we'll have a mate Pete come over and do the intercooler piping. That's what's left to do. What has been done is today Barry upgraded the injectors. So it already had a set of racework injectors in it. We've upgraded to 1000cc injectors. They are the 3/4 length, so they have an adapter in them. Pretty straightforward. These plug into the standard Barra loom using the standard rail. Pretty easy job. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. Small update, but you know, progress is progress. So yeah, the XH is back though. Barry does have an update for that. I'll put that up in the video as well. Yeah, all good. But yeah, if you're hanging around, subscribe, like it, share it, you know, have a bit of a laugh with us. Maybe do some comments, good or bad, whatever you feel like, really. Thanks. Well, it's got plenty of back pressure, so.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, well.
So this is the wrap up of the XH Ute.
Yeah.
The budget Barra swap.
No, this one was open budget.
It was over budget, was it?
Open budget.
Open budget, okay.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, look, I just thought with this, you know, the T5 and
Anything I'm going to do now.
standard exhaust.
Well, T5 got rebuilt. Standard exhaust got decatted, so drain the water, put some coolant in it, just rinse some water to make sure we have no leaks, no more leaks, and flush it all out, get all the gunk out of it from set. Put a battery clamp in, tighten these terminals, which wasn't my job, but it is now. Finished the shifter. We got a gear knob the other day, so I just finished the short shifter and the gear knob situation. And put on the hoist, do a fuel filter, check some brakes, probably do some tyres because these ones are horrid, way too big, like driving on balloons. Give it a check over, make sure it's good to go back, and then he's going to go and get it cut and polished, cleaned up, get all the junk out of the inside, clean it up, give it to his son for his Christmas present.
Early or late Christmas?
Wedding present, maybe.
Wedding.
But yeah,
What a nice dad.
wiring's all good.
Runs as it should. So yeah, that's the XH pretty much. A few things to finish off, and then Barry will get it back to the owner. Move on to the next one.
I reckon I can hit limiter and that'll stay there. That's how smooth wind down motor runs. Look, it's got a lot of torque, right?
Alright, down here at the ghetto, we're not always at Bezos. Sometimes we venture down here to the dirt pad and we paint cars because Barry's too protective of his fancy cars at his house, so we can't paint there. You use one of these tools. They come in a 10-pack. They look like this previously. So we're gonna mix this shit up and see what we can do. Okay. Fuck. Okay, have a look. That's fucking more than enough. Paint, thinners, Is that too much paint, is it? Or is it the perfect amount? I don't know. Let's find. Alright, mixing tool. One I've prepared earlier. That'll do it, I reckon. That'll do it. Paint done. Oh fuck, this is gonna be good, eh? How bright that is. Imagine not being able to put the lid on. You think it's what?
I think it's gonna look good. So today we're going to do like a quick walk around of my 180 and tell you a bit about it. And yeah, I really have to change the oil. I need to check the filter because the last time I did an oil change it had a little bit of material in the oil or in the bottom of the pan once I drained the oil out. So I sort of wanted to go drifting the next day, so I just did the old put some oil in and went drifting, and it didn't rod knock, it didn't make any weird noises. Still had oil pressure. Like the oil pressure's never been great, but yeah. So I'll do a bit of a walk around first. This is my 180, so it's just I think it's a 93 or something, 180 SX. It's got Blackheart's factory lock kit. It's got adjustable stuff in the rear, BC coilovers, ALLTORQUE Elite 750, 1000cc injectors, high mount, 6 boost. It's pretty simple, basic setup. It's just a bit like something cheap. It's got a FPR 1200. 044 feed, surge tank and stuff. It's all in the back under that bucket, just because you've got to have your fuel system covered according to QR, which is obviously safety related, which is fine by me. I don't mind with that. Other than that, it's really a simple setup. It's got a RB26 gearbox that's cut and shut, so a GTR box. Just a ALLTORQUE IQ3 dash. It's pretty basic, just a fixed back S15 seat. I have the other S15 seat for this side, but it's a little bit hard to go drifting in a seat like that when you're fat. So yeah, other than that, it's really pretty basic setup. Painted it in Vizzo's shed a couple of years ago, so the paint's looking a little bit worse wear now over the years. Well, the couple of years I've been drifting it, you know, you got all your little bits of stuff where you bump stuff, and had a bit of a stack once, and yeah, that's really it. And I'll sort of pass back, and once I sort of get it in the air and all that sort of stuff, I might even do a bit of a time lapse while I do that sort of thing. And yeah, we'll have a look and see what this oil's looking like, and see if I need to pull the engine and do some bearings and oil pump and stuff like that. And yeah, it's alright, I'll get back to you. So I've got a paint filter, you know, like those ones where you do your paint, like you tip it into your gun. So I got one of them because I'm paranoid, and I can't, there's like a little bit of black shit, but that's just probably just a bit of carbon or whatever. But so if anyone owns an RB and knows how much of a prick it is to get those oil filters off, best tools I found for it, other than like your other stuff, but this is literally just like a massive pair of multi grips with some teeth. Just comes straight off, saves struggling like for like half an hour trying to use rags in your hands and all that sort of shit, or stabbing a screwdriver through it trying to get it off. These things here, lifesavers. I don't know if I can do it one-handed. We'll see if we can get in there and get it one-handed. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Every time. Try and do this without spilling a massive amount of oil. Oh, spilled oil everywhere. That's really cool. But I would much rather know now that it needs bearings and do it, other than spending a bunch of money to go drifting for a day and then get a lap in and throw my rods out of my block and smash everything and just cause a bunch of damage that I don't need to cause. Because I know this block is good, I know everything's stout, it's got plenty, like it's got good compression, it doesn't breathe, like it's a really solid little setup that I've run for shit 3 years. Not with the ALLTORQUE and stuff, it used to just be like China everything and a Nis tune. Made 300 horsepower and valve springs. I already had head studs, but I put valve springs in it and just your new timing stuff. I put another head on it just because I had it sitting there, but that was all hot tanked, crack tested, new valves, you know, gone right through, made sure that that was solid, wasn't bent or anything. Had that skimmed. I put a 6-boost manifold, a 45mm Hypergate, I'm pretty sure it was, Turbo Smart one, just in there. Yep, just there. Yeah, and then I redid all the wiring in the car as well. So front to rear, every bit of wiring I pulled out. Put new coilovers in it. Just gave it a really good birthday, but with everything that sort of needed to be foolproofed in a sense, so that now that I have a baby, I can not have to worry about spending hours in the shed trying to, you know, band-aid fix a bunch of stuff. So now it should be pretty stout, other than mechanical issues like bearings and stuff like that, but everything else should be really stout and good. It drives absolutely amazing now. Those BC coilovers are unbelievable. It just changed the whole car. There's plenty of grip in it now compared to what I had stuff, and I want it to work. So this thing here makes 400 on 18 pound, and on gate pressure it makes 300 roughly. I think it was like 298 or something on 9 pound of boost, and yeah, on 18 pound of boost made about 398 or 389 or something like that. I can't remember now, but only a little TDO 620G, which is normally probably the best sort of turbo you want for an RB20 car, but this thing comes on solid. Like you lose a bit of up top horsepower but it comes on strong. It's like driving a LS car really. It's good solid power range, and it's unbelievable to drive. It's always there. You can sort of let it drop down to near on idle in third gear and stand on it, and it'll come on pretty much straight away and keep going. I've made this car pretty well foolproof and really easy to drive. Yeah, it really seems to work well. So all right, I'll cut this filter open, and I'll get back to you. So I've absolutely butchered this fucking thing because I had nothing to get it open, but I've got a bunch of like sort of carbony, rubbery looking things, but I cannot see any sort of bearing looking material. Look, I don't know what happened there, but yeah. So, oil pressure is at 40 psi. It's not going to hurt it. Oil pressure. And they're happy as. .50 psi oil pressure at idle. So, it's pretty good. Just letting it work around the engine. Switch it off. Oh look, the oil's pretty clean. You can't actually see it. Look, it's there somewhere. It's about there-ish. That's my $5 engine mount situation, which is just a poly boat roller. I cut in half. Seems to work really well. I didn't really get anything else. Just got a 4.1 R180, which is probably not the greatest 6-bolt axles. So that's sort of the next thing that's gonna go in this car, I think, because it's got a 1-piece tail shaft, GTR box. It's obviously cut and shut. 5-puck sprung center. Clutch. I think it's a comp clutch. Just not the most expensive thing, but I had a 20 box in it, so I was trying to have a, you know, not a big power clutch in it, trying to save the gearbox a little bit, but I went through probably 4 of them before I thought that was a shit idea, and brought something that had a little bit more strength to it, I guess. And then yeah, the RB26 box popped up that come out of a 180 and come with tail shafts and everything, so thought it would be a great choice. Yeah, so the diff's that last sort of thing I've gone. I did have a 4.3 diff, but I broke that. But yeah, other than that, I was tuned it forced. It's pretty good. And yeah, oh, that's really not not much to these cars really, just some adjustable arms and stuff. So it's pretty average, basic sort of S chassis drift car, except it's just got a turbo single cam in it that doesn't overheat. But yeah, that's it. I'll yeah, hopefully get a video drifting this thing pretty soon. Barry is sort of in the midst of stripping out a AU Falcon. We're going to try and actually make one work at QR, not just Archfield. But you know, we might make it a little bit lighter and change a couple of things, and I'm sure Will and Barry will give it their sort of Falcon magic or Ford magic, make it run really well and do their bit. So yeah, until then, I'll see you around. Thanks for that. Thanks for watching, and yeah, just like and subscribe and leave a comment. Do whatever you want to do. Yeah, take it easy, and I'll see you next time, mate.